is Brandi. Okay, so my name is Brandi. I live in Colorado. I grew up in Pueblo, starting off. My mom pretty much worked all the time, so it was just me and my brothers always hanging out. When we were at home all the time, of course my brothers were able to do whatever they wanted. It was like physical abuse. Like I was thrown in a dryer one time, which we were playing hide and seek, and then they put me in the dryer and turned it on. At the age of 6, one of my brothers started sexually abusing me. That continued on through the time we lived in Colorado, and then my mom met my stepdad, my last stepdad, and we ended up moving. She moved us all out to California. I didn't have the courage to tell on my brothers until I was 13. I wrote a note to a friend, and she left the note in a desk. And the teacher found the note, and they had a police officer come. I told him a vague story of kind of what happened, and it took me a long time to even say anything. All I really admitted to was that he touched me and made me touch him places. I still didn't tell him very much. Finally, my mom came, and she wouldn't look at me, wouldn't hold my hand, wouldn't hug me, nothing. They convinced my mom to call my brother to have him come down there. When he got there, he immediately confessed to everything. He was convicted pedophile. They were able to convict him off of whatever I said in that room that day. He was supposed to move out of our house, and they still didn't move him out of our house. They just bought him a camper trailer. So I ended up running away. I ran away at 17, and I was staying in an apartment that a guy that I was dating at the time was paying for. I ended up breaking up with this guy and meeting another one who, he happened to be 29. I was 17. I did not know it at the time of meeting this guy, but he was fresh out of prison. One night, I was having trouble sleeping, and I was like, I don't want to go to sleep. And he's like, here, try this. I didn't know what it was until after he had me do it a couple times, 3 or 4 times, and it turned out to be meth. And of course, by that time, I really liked it. I didn't have to sleep. I didn't have to eat. Eventually, he went back to jail. Then he ended up back in prison, and I ended up getting kidnapped because of him. One of the girls that I was staying with, that was his, business partner, took me to Reno. She left me in a hotel room. I was like, I'm gonna hop in the shower. She went down to the car, and somebody came knocking on the door, and so I let him in, and it was a pimp. So she sold me to a pimp. He had been looking for me through social media, so when he first met me, he was able to tell me everywhere that I had been hanging out. Every street, every hotel, every person that I had been in contact with. And to this day, I can never tell you what account he was on my Facebook. He was tracking me. And it was all from the photos and stuff that I was posting. And it just so happened to be that somebody who I thought was a friend thought I was a $sign. The first 3 days, they were obviously trying to make you scared. They pierced my lips, so they gave me snake bites, so it hurts worse when they hit you. I spent a lot of time in a car traveling, so he took us all over California into hotels, posting ads on Craigslist, trying to get guys to come to the hotel, giving you a rundown of how you're supposed to act when they get there, and if you don't do things right, or you don't make this much money, like what happens, like we don't get fed. When we got to Vegas, it was horrible because he would make us like walk the strip all night. He'd keep us like high on drugs, and you didn't get to sleep for like 7 days. And if you didn't make enough money, he would like turn the TV up really, really loud, and he would beat the crap out of you. I'm a very tech-savvy person, so I was able to get into his phone and turn his location on. And I got in a message people from my ex's gang and told them, hey, this is what's going on, please come rescue me. By the time that they found us, he'd fallen asleep. We were in a Walmart parking lot, and he fell asleep in the driver's seat, and they drove up. So I like ran to their car and like fell on the back, and then he started chasing us at first. And then the guy that rescued me out of the car that I was in now, he eventually was like, I don't know why I'm running, I have a gun. And then we were traded places, and I'm like, can we just like leave now? Like, I just want to go. And so that's how that ended. So I ran away on my 19th birthday. So it was March 24th, 2011 is the day I ran away from being trafficked. The guy that kidnapped us got arrested in Oregon for trafficking people. It's about a year after that, I started talking with the other girl and was like, hey, what do you think about this? Because the girl that sold me, like, I had looked her up on social media, and I was like, this is crap. Like, this is not okay. Like, that these people still get to be like outliving their lives. Then we decided to come forward. The FBI and law enforcement, all of them are amazing. They were great and everything like that, but it's the court system. They make you feel like you're the one that's guilty. And that was hard, because you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna get up on the stand and talk about this man and the things that he did, and then they like bring up things that happened in that hotel room that you never thought you were gonna have to talk about. After that, like, I was like, I can't do this anymore. They thankfully ended up having enough to arrest him, and when they went to go arrest him, they said that he had a heart attack, and they just had to go identify a body, but the person that sold me to him, she is still free. Just because you don't think it's happening doesn't mean it's not. That whole like, oh, I'm just gonna turn my cheek and mind my business thing doesn't really work. I only dug to see if there was more people that my brother abused for a week, and now I know that there's 5. The guy that trafficked me, you know, I only know of so many. I think that they should do more education in schools here. People need to know where to go in case they see something, hear something. Facebook, social media, texting, that's where a lot of those dangers and threats come in. There needs to be more education on what to do and not to do.